Hi and welcome again to another video presentation. So in this video, we will be joining the workstations into the server that I have created named ccs.uic.edu.ph. So for the workstation, we'll be using the workstation that I have created from my past task. So that's the one that we'll be using as the guest OS. So let's start. So first is we'll configure first the server. So for the domain network is we'll be using the ccs.uic.edu.ph. And then for the IP configurations, let's ensure that the IP and the DNS server is the same. So for the server, it is all set, and then we'll click OK. And then we'll check first if there's an active computers. So as you can see, this is the part where we'll be putting the user or the guest OS. So that's all for the server. So right now we'll proceed into the guest OS. So we'll use the user one, or we'll start with the user one. So let's rename this PC first. So let's go to the system and then proceed into the about and rename this PC. So for the user one, we'll name it into the CCS workstation 01 and then click next. By the way, the name is also the requirement, so let's click restart later and then let's configure or connect the computer into the domain. So let's go to the account and then go to access work or school, then click connect. So in this part, let's click the join this device to a local Active Directory domain. And for the domain name that we'll be using is the domain name from the server, which is the ccs.uic.edu.ph. And in this part where it requires the username and password for the domain, we'll be using the administrator, and for the password is the password of our administrator side. So in this part, we'll just click the skip button and then let's restart the PC or the virtual machine. So let's check the network if the domain is already set into the uiccs.edu. So as you can see, the will be changed and it will be part of the ccs.uic.edu.ph domain. So let's click the Active Directory users and computers, and let's check if the CCS workstation 1 is visible. So as you can see, the CCS workstation 1 is visible. So let's proceed into the user 2. So let's repeat the procedure, and as you can see, it is already renamed into CCS workstation 2. So let's keep it. Then same procedure, go to access work or school. Then let's connect it. And still for the domain name, still will be using the ccs.uic.edu.ph. Then let's use administrator and also the password for our server. And by the way, for the IP configurations of the two workstations, I have already configured it, and since I am using the previous task and I did not change the IP configurations of the two workstations. So for the preferred DNS also is I have also used the IP address of the server. So that's all. So the user 2 is restarted, and let's see if also it is connected into the ccs.uic.edu.ph domain. So as you can see in the network, the uic.edu.ph domain is already connected, and then the server manager. Let's see if the workstation 2 is connected. So as you can see, the workstation 2 is connected. So we have successfully connected the guest operating system to the Windows Server 2016 domain. So thank you for watching.